Good morning. In this video, we are going to see about the muscles microanatomy by Physio Startup. We'll move to the next slide. So the introduction, muscle is just an excitable tissue that can just contract and relax. It is a soft tissue. Muscle cells are like neurons. They can excite it chemically, mechanically and electrically to produce an action potential that can be transmitted through various cell membranes. Unlike neurons, they respond to stimuli by activating a contractile mechanism. They contract and relax, but they respond to a stimuli. Okay? They possess a cytoskeletal element that is nothing but your actin and myosin that helps to shorten and lengthen a muscle. Okay? The cytoplasm in the muscle is called a sarcoplasm, and the plasma lemma is on the muscle is called a sarcolemma. Each muscle consists of two numerous myofibrils and two contractile protein, that is actin and myosin filaments. Okay, so further we'll deep into this muscle terminology. So we can say the cross section of the muscle in a very diagrammatic way. First we can see the outermost layer, that is your epimysium. It consists of this perimysium, endomysium and the nucleus of the muscle. So this perimysium, there will be in between this perimysium bundles there will be vessels, arteries and vessels. Okay, epimysium, perimysium is the second layer, endomysium is the third layer, then the sarcolemma, then the nucleus and the single myofibril. The myofibril is a long chain of contractile protein. Myosine fiber is an individual cell. Okay, total muscle is covered inside this epimysium. Muscle vesicle is containing this perimysium and the endomysium and nucleus. Okay, the muscle fiber consists of the sarcolemma, nucleus and the mitochondria and the myofibril. Okay, we'll move to the next slide. So next slide is the classification of muscles. There are three types of muscles majorly: smooth muscles, cardiac muscles and the skeletal muscles. Smooth muscles are very similar. They have a spindle shaped non-striated non-nucleated fibers, occurs in the walls of the internal organs. Okay, they allow smooth movements of the flow of blood or any other food particles. Example, in your liver and stomach and this large and small intestine, food needs to be traveling in a smooth way. Okay, that is helped by the smooth movements. The peristalsis occur in this type of muscles. Then the cardiac muscles, they are striated, branched and unnucleated fibers, occurs in the walls of heart. So the smooth are involuntary and the cardiac muscles are involuntary muscles, whereas the skeletal muscles are striated, tubular and multinucleated muscles because they require lot of energy and it's attached to the skeleton and it is the only voluntary muscle. So three muscles, smooth and cardiac, are involuntary muscle, where the skeletal muscle is a voluntary muscle. First, we will see about the skeletal muscle. Muscle fibers are long, cylindrical and multinucleated cells. So as you all know, it is epimysium is the dense, irregular connective tissue, perimysium is dense, irregular connective tissue, and endomysium is a reticular connective tissue. So these are the components, as you can see as we have already seen in the muscle cross section view. So this is how it looks under a microscope as a cross section of a skeletal muscle. Blue things is you are able to see here, that is the epimysium. Green one is the perimysium and the yellow is the endomysium. Okay. So another pic under a microscope for you. So A band, how A band, I band and endomysium looks in a longitudinal cross section. The myofibril or muscle length is this, and peripherally located nuclei, the outwardly located nucleus. Now we will be able to see about the striations and the sarcomeres. Differences in the refractive index in the various parts of muscles are responsible for the characteristic cross striations, the intercalated disc present in the microscope, when visible under a microscope, okay, present in a skeletal muscle and which are visible under a microscope. So this part of cross striations are frequently identified by these letters. The light I band is divided by a dark Z line, okay, and the A band and a dark A and as a lighter H band in its center. Transverse M line is seen in the middle of the H band, and this line puts the narrow light areas in the either side of the of it, are sometimes called as pseudo H zone or also false H zones. The area between the two adjacent Z lines is known as a unit, muscle fiber unit, that is called as the sarcomere. Okay, the orderly arrangement of axin, myosin are related and shown in this pattern. I will just scroll it down for you. So as you know, Z line, the M line is actin, myosin. Though this entire 2Z line is between is known as sarcomere. This is A zone, pseudo H zone, and this is the H zone. Okay. Then we'll move to the next slide. So these are the motor and cytoskeletal proteins. The motor proteins are a class of molecular motors that is able to help the muscle along the surface of the suitable substrate. They convert the chemical energy into the mechanical energy by hydrolysis or breaking down of adenosine triphosphate into adenosine diphosphate and phosphate ions. Okay. The actin filaments are microfilaments of the cytoskeletals. Actin filaments are flexible Fi filaments. So nothing but filaments are just let a gap and a width of 8 nanometers and the solid cross section. The filaments are formed by ATP dependent polymerization of actin monomers. The polymerized form is termed as F-actin, the fibrillar actin, and the unpolymerized actin is called as globular actin, which can accept anything. So it is called as globular actin. So this is the G-actin, that is the globular actin that is free, which is all together, it's called as polymerized, all together formed as a polymerized helical structure. This is called as the F-actin. So there are a wide variety of actin binding proteins that are capable of modulating the form of actin within the cell. Types of proteins are bundling protein, gene forming and filament serving and membrane associated proteins. Bundling proteins are tie actin filaments together with a longitudinal array of cables in the core structures, villi and myosin. Gel forming are interconnected adjacent actin filaments. They produce loose filamented mesh works composed of randomly oriented F-actin, that is filamentous actin. And the filament serving proteins are serving proteins such as gelosine and the severin bind F-actin filaments and the sever them, which produces profound changes within the actin cytoskeleton and its coupling to the other cell surface. And nothing but the common membrane cell proteins. So next, the myosin motor proteins. Myosin proteins have a globular head region consisting of a heavy and light chain. The heavy chain bears an alpha helical tail and of varying length. The head has an ATPase activity and bind to the moving actin filament. The basis of myosin function is the myosin protein. Best known class of myosin protein is myosin 2. So this you can see in the two heads and one tail. Tails for the two heads. So this picture details a unit of a sarcomere. It is actin, myosin, Z band relaxed, red Z band contracted. Okay. They will slide over each other and they will contract. And in more biological format, you can see it here. And each filament will be looking like this in a helical structure. So now we will see about the sarcotubular system. The muscle fibrils are surrounded by structures made up of membranes. This structures from the sarcotubular system, which is made up of T system and sarcoplasmic reticulum. The T system of transverse tubules, which is a continuous sarcolemma of the muscle fibers, form a grid perforated by the individual muscle fiber. Okay. The sarcoplasmic reticulum forms an irregular curtain around each muscle fiber. They are called as terminal cisterns or enlarged cisterns to close the contact with the T system. That is tubular system. So we will look into what is a motor end plate. These are the motor end plate, axon, where the nerve is ending and supplying to the muscle. The muscles and intrafusal muscle fibers, connective tissue capsule. So each muscle fiber will consist of all these parts together. So what is the linkage between the skeletal muscle and the tendon? How a muscle tapers down into a tendon, like what is happening in the calf muscle, you know. So the epimysial, perimysial and the endomysial is coiles which muscle cannot to adjust in the structure of a tendon or a aponeurosis or a fascia. There is no desmosomal attachment to the myotendinous junction. The actin filaments from the adjacent sarcomere, which would normally insert in the Z disc at this point, instead of penetrate dense sarcolemmal filamentous matrix that provides attachment to this plasma membrane. Okay. At the extracellular surface of the junction sarcoma, integrins provide and contract to the basal lamina, which adheres closely to collagen and the reticular fibers. This type 3 collagens of the adjacent tendon and the connective tissue structure. So muscle turns into a tendon. Okay, that's your calf muscle. So we should also see about what is circumferential myofibrils. The striated myofibrils may become thin spiral in structure. This peculiar structure is called as circumferential myofibril or ring Biden. They are thought as a sign of degradation. So you should see further deep into the smooth muscles. A smooth muscle is a contractile protein, actin and myosin not organized in regular sarcomere as visible as these transverse striations. They are going to be involuntary, they are going to be smaller in size, nucleus is single located in the midpoint, often twisted into corkscrew shape by the contraction of the cell. They are typically found in the walls of the tubular structures and hollow viscera. So that is just where abdominal organs like esophagus, stomach, intestines, and smooth muscles have no attachment to the equivalent to the fascia, tendon, aponeurosis, etc. Okay, each cell is covered entirely by a prominent basal lamina which merges into a reticular layer, consists of a network of fine elastin and reticular fibers. There are type 3 collagen and type 1 collagen fibers respectively. Then moving to the next one. So it will be looking like this contracted and non-contracted fibers. Each cell attaches intermediate junctions of desmosomes formed by adjacent dense plaques. Okay, this is a non-contracted one, this is a contracted one. This is a dense body and a non-dense body, relaxed and contracted phase. Normally the cell attaches to the extracellular matrix as a dense plaques. So we can see the synapse, multi-unit, so single unit smooth muscle. This how it is contracted and relaxed, where the nucleus of this muscle are all located. This kind of this. They produce a wave-like motion. Since the muscle is also looking like a wave now. The cardiac muscle cell. In a cardiac, as a skeletal muscle, the contractile proteins are organized and structurally into sarcomeres. Fine cross striations are visible in a light microscope. Okay, first we will divide in this what is the differences, how they are contracted. Okay. Elaborate sarcoplasmic reticulum is yes, that is present in skeletal muscle. It has less sarcoplasmic reticulum than the skeletal muscle, that is the cardiac muscle. Equivalent to cardiac muscle, the smooth muscles have, that is 1 to 8% of the cell volume. Presence of gap junction will be absent in the skeletal muscle, yes, in the cardiac muscle, and yes, in the smooth muscle. The cell exhibit individual neuromuscular junction, that is present for sure in the skeletal muscle and the smooth muscle, but no in the cardiac muscle since it is a involuntary muscle. Then regulation of contraction is the axon terminal from this somatic nervous system. Cardiac is involuntary, intrinsic system regulation, also automatic nervous system controls hormones and stretch. Then the smooth muscle is involuntary, autonomic nervous system controls it, hormones and local chemicals, and stretch reacts to it. So these are the intercalated discs, as you can see in this part. They just climb on each other. This is the gap junction, desmosomes, mitochondria, and the intercalated disc. So 2 micrometers is the length when we look it under a microscope, electron microscope. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe and share for more updates.